Hello! Welcome back to another episode of Quarantine Kitchen. I'm your host, Paul Desman, and today we're going to be making garlic onion Swiss burgers with ruby red home fries, also known as stay the fuck at home fries, because it's quarantine. And to those of you who gave me that feedback, thank you so much. I will remember to cut the corner off of a bag and pipe in the cheese mix to the manicotti next time. This recipe is my take on an American staple, and much less challenging than last episode with the manicotti. For garlic onion Swiss burgers, we'll need some ground beef. Of course, we will need one whole onion, and we will need our quarantine garlic in a jar. And we will, of course, cover it in Swiss, which we'll talk about in a moment. We will also need, of course, red potatoes to make our ruby red home fries.
Remember to wash your hands before preparing food or cooking food or basically doing anything, because it's quarantine. And when I make potatoes, I like to hold them as I wash my hands so that they can share in the cleanliness. And here's a trick I learned somewhere. Fill a bowl with water to place the potatoes in when you're chopping them up so that they don't change colors 5 seconds later. This trick is especially helpful when you have a lot of potatoes to dice because not only can you be sure that they will stay fresh the entire time you're dicing them up, but also because it frees up space on your cutting board, meaning that you will have the whole cutting board available for each potato, making it easier to concentrate. Concentration is an important element when dicing potatoes. Without it, you may be making ruby red fingertips instead. It also helps when you're dicing an onion too. Oh yeah, don't put the onion into the bowl of potato water, just set it aside for later. Then get out a cookie sheet. Today, I'm going to use parchment paper, as all previous options have failed me. Measure it to the length of the sheet, being sure to block the camera with your arm. Tear it off and set it over top. It does feel good to slide your hand across it, but try to wrestle the parchment paper into the sheet before giving up entirely because it's useless. Conceding defeat, drizzle a good amount of olive oil onto the sheet and use something to spread it around to cover the whole area. Next, drop the diced potatoes onto the sheet and run them through the olive oil until they're all covered. Remember, wash your hands to prevent the spread of oil to other people or things. Then add some salt, some pepper, and to make the home fries ruby red, add the special ingredient, paprika. After giving the potatoes a good dusting of each, with a little extra pepper of course, put them into the oven for about a half an hour or so. I like to set the oven at 425 degrees for just about everything. While they cook, grab another bowl that is larger than the first one and
just dump in the meat!
Remove the meat diaper and discard. Add the diced onion and as much garlic as you want to the meat bowl. Mix it all together first before adding the rest of the ingredients. Feel free to take out your frustrations on the meat if you've had a bad day. Remember, wash your hands afterwards to prevent the spread of meat. Now add some salt, pepper, paprika, basil, maybe some more garlic. And announcing our secret ingredient, Lady Worcestershire. Yes, Worcestershire sauce. I tried this once when making burgers before, and life was forever changed. Take your frustrations out on the meat again, and oh yeah, quarantine, so wash your hands. Grab a bunch of meat from the bowl and cup it between your hands. Rotate your hands in opposite directions until the meat forms into a ball. Then give it a good smack, and it turns into a patty. Okay, so it turns out that the amount of meat that I dumped into the bowl makes 10 burger patties. The truth is I did not set out to make this much, but it was late at night and I was tired and pretty hungry, so I just dumped it all in. After the meat bowl is empty, throw some oil onto a pan and fire it up to 11 so that the oil heats up quickly. When you drop the burger patties onto the pan, that's the sound of doing it right. Give them a few minutes, then flip them over. Do it a few times. You know how to flip burgers. Then toss some slices of Swiss cheese on top. While the burgers become cheeseburgers, toast the bun if you're feeling fancy. I like to rest the burger on a bed of greens. Today it was spinach, but you can use whatever. This protects the bun from getting too soggy. Put the cheeseburger to bed on the greens and add whatever condiments you want. Mustard's pretty cool. Then get the home fries out of the oven, throw them on the side, and dinner is served.
And that's how we make garlic onion Swiss burgers with ruby red home fries, also known as stay the fuck home fries. This has been Quarantine Kitchen. I'm your host, Paul Desman. See you next time.